Today's topic is the INFJ versus the narcissist. Narcs are everywhere. INFJs are not. Oddly, the narc is attracted to the INFJ like a magnet. Stay tuned. So I did have a passion for education and teaching, so it's just a habit to start at point A and run through definitions first. Narcissist, a definition to begin. To cover all bases, empath and empathetic, since there is a difference. Note, not all INFJs or empathetics are empaths. There's a big difference between the two. So the INFJ is a highly connected, empathetic type. They're sympathetic, but they do walk a mile in your shoes, so empathetic is more appropriate. Definition of sympathy, y'all. The difference is sympathy is like, oh, bummer. Empathy is like, oh, I see your pain. The intuitive, feeling, caring INFJ detects the woes of a narcissist. The narc, in turn, senses the INFJ's empathy, kindness, and open mind. Both parties enter a relationship with different ulterior motives. The INFJ is the type to check up on you. You know, how's your day? Or you were quiet at dinner. What's up? The narc isn't used to such tender, loving care, and it fills their well. The narc got that way for a reason, nature and nurture. But more nurture, although nature definitely had a huge part in it. As children, they lacked a true sense of acceptance or belonging, which later developed into demanding it. As those feelings progressed, it may be a case of 'tis better to be noticed in poor light than not noticed at all. Growing with a sense of unspoken shame, the narc deflects and gaslights a lot. Gaslighting definition, y'all. Even if the narc did wrong, they're still gonna warp the story so that they're the victim. They're used to being bullies and brats or phonies in the public eye. So that if the INFJ speaks on their offenses, outside parties may not believe it. They could assume the INFJ struggles are on the sensitive INFJ. The narc is used to attention, so if their attention is diverted elsewhere, it's a shitstorm. The cattiness comes out. INFJs are advocates, so they advocate for all who are worthy, as in they haven't dismissed you yet. See this here, it's regarding the FU finger. A natural reflex of the INFJ is to counsel. Narcissists love this. Not the advice on how to improve or better their lives, but the listening part and the caring that comes with it. INFJs get why narcs turned out so charming in public, so icky at times behind closed doors. It's that understanding that holds the INFJ in such a turbulent relationship longer than necessary. If the INFJ does try to break free to free themselves of the narc burden, the narcissist turns super sweet, and you're left remembering how they were in the beginning and what made you like them in the first place. They can be so sweet you'll wonder if their sour even happened, but deep down you're anxious, wondering when it'll happen again. With a forgiving nature, the narc plays on that in the INFJ. The narc has learned what to say and how to charm their way back in. Throughout time, the narc's underhanded insults, snappy comments, etc. caused an INFJ to question their worth and wonder if they're doing more harm in the connection than good. Understanding the wounds of the narc that causes them to bleed on those that never cut them makes it hard to walk away. It feels like abandonment. The INFJ is familiar with abandonment, so they'll feel as if leaving will damage the other party more. Since the narc spoke unkind words and performed unkind actions, It can break an INFJ type. It is all to make it easier for the narc to reel the INFJ back in. See, the narcissist's job is to keep their INFJ in savior mode or submissive mode. The INFJ wears their heart on their sleeve, so the narc is aware of their vulnerability. The INFJ sees good in everything, even the narc. They may even defend their offender at times because there is no light without dark, no white without black. It's once shattered, the INFJ will part ways. If a narc didn't sense this impending departure already and beat them to the punch. Difference is, when INFJ parts, they remember the good times and they seek the lessons. Yet the narc feels like they won and got that last dig in. The narc can suffocate an INFJ so they lose their divine powers. And the drained INFJ is no good to the narcissist anymore. So the narc can abandon them, walk away without thoughts of good times, at least right away. So all this is another lesson learned, another healing process, but another elevation in the discovery process. Once free from the narc's shackles, it makes it even harder for an INFJ to want to find connection again. A greater distrust for people can occur. But now the INFJ knows goodness when they feel it. It's rare, so the INFJ will adore it once they find it. They now know how to heal if they ever did run into another narcissist. The INFJ carries those narc scars. But later in life, after cycles of grr and rar, the narc now realizes what they lost, and they'll think of their INFJ and ask themselves how they could have been better to keep that kind of rare, tender loving care around. The narc knows that was the medicine they needed, but they misused their prescription. In the long run, the INFJ wins. Patience. The narc was a blessing in disguise. They taught us love by showing us what it wasn't. They taught us how to battle with class and pride. So, until next time, my non-narcs. Peace, love, and sparkle brights.